customers for your business, getting leads, getting traffic. It seems to me that this particular area of building a business requires the most proactivity. The most proactivity. Most of us spend most of our time in reactive mode. We wake up, we check our voicemail, our email, we look to see who wants us to do something. Who's snapping their fingers for us to behave? Who wants some attention? Who's got a fire that we need to put out? And that's how we direct our lives, looking to see who else has something for us to do, rather than saying, what needs to be done? What's the next thing that I need to do, the next level I need to develop myself, the next skill I need to get, the next belief I need to get to the next level? And all that other stuff, when it shows up, we don't look at that and say, oh, you're trying to distract me, so you take care of your own problems. I'm over here working on something important. We don't take that general approach. Proactivity is when what you're doing it because you decided that it was important in advance. If you've read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you know Covey's Quadrant 2 activities. They're not urgent, but they're important. And if you don't put the big rocks in, so to speak, you're never going to get all the sand and gravel into the jar. So proactivity is about doing it because you said, that's important for me to do, so I'm going to be doing that every day. And I'm not going to let something that's just a fire or a distraction come in and distract me. Now, this particular area requires the highest level of proactivity because this is the area where you've got to deal with confronting a lot of difficult stuff. You got to face a lot of fears. This is where you've got to do things like cold call, right? Even the name sounds like something I don't want to do. You have to contact people directly who are influential, intelligent, cool, powerful, interesting, and risk them saying, you're a loser, get away from me. And you've got to do it every day. You've got to reach out and connect directly with customers, whether it be in person, through your advertisements, through your websites. In order to be proactive to do this, to get yourself to the point where you can do this every day consistently, you've got to overcome your own laziness, your own apathy, fear of confrontation. You know, I mentioned this before a couple of times. Very interesting. My mentor, Jerry Ballinger, used to say there are 4 fundamental fears, the 4 big ones. Fear of embarrassment, fear of rejection, fear of verbal confrontation, and fear that verbal confrontation will escalate into physical violence. I really like the paradigm of the triune brain, right? We've got an old brain and kind of an emotional brain, a reptile brain, a male brain, and then our thinking part of our brain. There's a part of us, I believe, that we're afraid of rejection because some part of us knows that if we're rejected by the powerful ones, that means that we're going to be put outside of the group and that we could die. I read an interesting study a few years ago. Some scientists had one of these weird brain machines and a bunch of electrodes hooked up to someone's head, and they noticed that when a person experienced rejection by another person, it actually triggered the same centers in the brain that physical pain triggers. So, rejection truly can be painful, but like physical pain, we can overcome it with our mind. We can overcome the fear of it and the whole deal. So getting yourself to behave consistently in this area, to do it every day, to making it a priority, and to being proactive, getting customers, getting traffic, getting leads. It's very important. It's something that we have to pay a lot of attention to. Now what's cool about this is if you can do this, if you can get yourself to be proactive in this area every day consistently, and I mean that literally every day consistently, except for maybe your days off or when you're on vacation. But every day you're in business, you should be doing something to increase the amount of traffic and customers and leads that you're getting. You individually, this is not one of those things you delegate. You should be in charge of this, essentially forever. When you do this, you overcome the biggest challenges within yourself, which helps you to understand how to overcome the biggest challenges that your customers are facing, and helping them overcome their biggest challenges. So a big theme inside the Guru Mastermind is I'm trying to get you to face your stuff, really, so that you can learn how to get your customers to face their stuff. And they'll be able to tell. They'll know if you've dealt with your own issues. And if you haven't, you won't be trustworthy. They'll feel that you are not trustable. They will sense it. You'll communicate it in a million subtle little ways.